We're going live. Are y'all ready? We're going live. We're live on YouTube. We should be live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. We're live. We're almost live on Instagram. It's working. Now we're live on Instagram. And we should be live on Twitter. Listen, Twitter got it figured out now. They're like, oh, people want to go live on our channel. Let's see if they're willing to pay for it. That's what's happening there. Are you willing to pay for it? Looks like the computer is streaming kind of jumpy. If it's looking jumpy, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. I've closed off. I've turned off the things I can turn off, but it looks like my picture is like I'm not moving. Can y'all see that? Let me see if I go to another platform, what I can see. What does it look like, though? What does it look like? Let's see. Turn up a little volume. What does it look like, though? What does it look like? Oh, it still seems to be going fine. Okay. The camera piece is looking weird. I'll take that off. That way nobody gets thrown off by the jumping around of the voice. But just know that I am here. I'm here. So this morning, y'all can see right away, if you looked at anything this morning, you've seen that Microsoft and the internet outage or whatever that is going on this morning. It's affecting mainly, sounds like, well, our news this morning talked about it affecting the airline stuff, airlines, flights, and all those kinds of things. But the guy kept saying on the news that it was affecting the banks. And I was like, well, how do you know it's affecting the bank if the bank ain't even open? But he said that the ATM screen showed basically that it was working. And then the next time he went and looked at it, it looked like it wasn't working. So that could be what's happening with banks. Some of the businesses, though, local businesses that were around in our area in Florida, they said they were still running fine. So they definitely did a quick job of saying it wasn't that it was not based on a hack or based on any cyber breach or nothing like that. They threw that out there pretty fast, that this is not a cyber breach. This is not what this is, right? So I was like, okay, well, I don't know if we like all the way believe that, but okay. Today says TGIF, glad we're not impacted by this internet outage. Hope all is well. It's well over here. What's going on in the rest of the pieces and the parts, we'll see. But you see that the VIX is at 1622 this morning. The VIX is up. Fear in the market is looking kind of weird. So let me see. Anyway, that's the VIX, 1623, up 1.88% or 0.30 cent. Yesterday, we were talking a couple of days ago, it was 12. Then it moved up to 14. Now we're up at 16. I've seen the VIX in the 18s and 20s. So the VIX can get ratchet. You just have to be prepared for that because it definitely can come. Good morning, Abra, and good morning, Karen. How y'all doing this morning? Well, we're here at the desk. We're at the trade desk, as they call it, seeing what's going on this morning, right? I woke up to that news and people was, of course, everybody starts looking at, do we want to trade Microsoft puts or Microsoft going down? Potentially, but what they say, buy the rumor, sell the news. I guess that would be a sell the news. We can look at crowd. Tell me how crowd, because somebody else mentioned that. How does crowd play into all of this? Tell me something in the chat, because somebody else was saying about crowd, and I was like, well, how? I know crowd is CrowdStrike, but I'm not sure how does that play into all this. I think I did not listen to the conversation last night, but from what I heard or read, that there was a lot of stuff, right, from the conversation last night between the people who were looking to become the next presidents. Dow futures slip on the wake of global outage. Kind of knew that. The small cap rally has its skeptics. Trump vows to take action against EVs on day one. I wonder why he cares about the EVs. We did now made a comment about the chip makers. Now we've got a comment about electric vehicles. I dare not speculate, but he's probably one who owns and who's a lot of money off of fuel, off of gas and all that. Definitely, he probably makes money off that. Okay, somebody tell me why does crowd impact? Well, how does crowd play into all this? I'm interested to hear. Where my mouse go? There we go. AI in education. Sizzle AI is an interactive app focusing on critical thinking. CEOs are more bullish on economic outlook, but is that good? The Fed should be cautious with rate cuts. Former Fed president says that. Okay. So let's see what's going on with that too. CNBC, because that was Yahoo Finance. We were just looking at CNBC. Largest IT outage in history leaves the world reeling. Because from what I understand, this is global. This is not just the U.S. or not just, it's global that there's a problem. I know at our airline, our airport here, nothing is taking off. And nothing that's coming in because whatever's going on with this outage, the planes can't do their thing. So CrowdStrike, here we go. CrowdStrike shares tank 15% in pre-market after major outage hits businesses worldwide. Gotcha. I didn't know how Crowd provides cybersecurity. Okay. CrowdStrike issue causes major outage affecting businesses around the world. Microsoft users hit with the blue screen of death after massive outage. Well, let's pray mine keeps doing what it's doing because retail crime Queenpin faces 5 years in prison, millions in restitution. 5 things to know before the stock market opens Friday. CFPB cracks down on paycheck advance programs. Somebody needed to been cracked down on that. What that means for workers. It always bothers me that those paycheck advance places always end up in the economically suppressed neighborhoods. You can't go to any, I promise you cannot go. And if you can, somebody please take me a picture and send it. I can be proven wrong. But if you go into any upscale neighborhood, you will not find an advanced paycheck place. They just don't put them over there. But they will be on every corner, not quite every, but close to the corners in economically suppressed areas. Pawn shops all over the place. Check cash advance places all over. It's like, really? Just take advantage of people who are already in a situation. Just going to load in. All right. We can't look at Crowd and we will look at Microsoft this morning to see what's going on. Education department is going to pause student loan payments for millions. I'm all for that. I hope they put me on the list. Friday's analyst Netflix earnings reaction and chip maker is going to pop 20%. Of course, when I pick this, it's not going to tell me what because it says pro. But I wonder which chip maker is going to pop 20%. Anybody got speculations? Any speculations? Fractional hiring challenging traditional work structures. Amex lifts 2024 profit forecast. Stock futures are little change as Wall Street looks to shake off Thursday's slide. Well, we might have been sliding yesterday, but we definitely sliding some more this morning. Biggest movers, CrowdStrike, American Express, SLB Travelers, and more. All right, let's see what the calendar has for the morning. Yeah, there's more tools to support poverty. I was looking at a government contract, which is they're putting together a big program that's going to go into one of the areas of Jacksonville where there is very high unemployment, very low income rates, and they're going to put an economic boosting program there. So I was looking at the contract. So because I have a product that is, I actually do a financial literacy program with life skills, financial literacy and life skills program that I'm going to put into the government contract. But I was reading the facts about the area that they're talking about. It's like over 50% unemployment. I mean, the income rates, but if you ride down the road there, you've got all the stuff that just keeps you in the circle, keeps you in the cycle. Good morning, Nori. This morning, Friday, I'll try to get off that because that'll be a soapbox for me. FOMC member Williams speaks at 10:40 and 1 o'clock. Bostic is going to speak. There. Nori says, I have a friend that does that with government contracts. Yeah, there's money to be had if you're willing to go through all there is to go through to get to it, because they don't make it easy for the people for small businesses to come in and get in. Small businesses, you can be a business that has several million in revenue and still be called small. So a lot of the bigger businesses really come in as small businesses, and they can enjoy the fruit of the government. And then people work with who they are comfortable working with. So if the same people put in bids and they've done the work before, then the people who are the contracting agencies are prompted, or they're inclined to continue to give the contracts to who they've already given contracts to, versus new people who come along, because, and rightfully so, you're not sure if the person can actually perform the task, but you don't know if they can perform the task if you don't give it to them to perform. Hello. You can't decide, well, one time before I did this and it didn't work out. Doesn't mean that everybody who comes along ain't gonna work out. Ooh, I'm on my soapboxes this morning. I didn't plan to be here. I didn't plan to be on the soapboxes this morning, but I'm standing on some soapboxes this morning. Yeah. Okay, so this morning, Netflix earnings. We're going to look at Netflix because we looked at that last night in our community, and we saw that Netflix, they slid and then they recovered. They were like right back where they were at pre-earnings, but I need them to move like upwards. I think they did something saying that they are taking off another one of their subscription levels, like the lowest $11.99 or something like that. They're taking that off, and they're got another price target, and that just really might not be that people might not like that, right? Might not like that. American Express this morning in earnings, SLB. Who is this? I can't see how it is. Ooh, Badger Hatch or something like that. Badger something Bank, Auto Live, Fifth Third Bank, Halliburton, Comerica, Travelers, Huntington, and Regions Bank. All of those reported earnings today. Oh yeah, let's talk, Nori. I would love to talk about it because it gets frustrating. Hey, Saida, it gets frustrating when you see contracts and then you go through all the effort to do the proposal only to, not get it. Honey, I don't usually turn off my computer, but I did last night. Reminder to do your part. Yeah. Is Mancini on IG or Facebook? Mancini is on Twitter. I'm coming to those numbers now. Mancini is Twitter. He's a Twitterer. I've not seen his stuff on IG or Facebook. No, I haven't looked for him either, to be fair, but I've only seen him on Twitter. And for him, he's there a lot. So maybe he only does that because it's if he's there a lot. Yeah, I'm in the disadvantaged woman business that's in a hub zone. So all of that helps. My husband has a veteran-owned business, and that matters. So, yesterday, SPX lost multi-day support at 55.90, triggering shorts for day 2 of sell the bounce 55.10s. Overnight, we saw a solid failed breakdown of yesterday's low recovered. When he says failed breakdown, what he says is basically the price breaks down, but then it recovers. That's a failed breakdown. You're thinking a breakdown means it's going to break down. But a failed breakdown basically is it looks like it's going to break out going to the downside, and then it recovers and goes back up. The plan today, 55.45 equals support. As long as we're above, leave bounce 55.68. Goodness, 55.68 and 55.76. 55.90 are all in line. If 55.45 fails, then we dip to 55.16 at 18. The difference between ES and SPX is now 40 points. XSP 559 on the call side, call credit spreads, and 551 on the put credit spread side. I feel like Microsoft is going to have some issues today, and those are going to potentially pull the market with it. They're going to possibly pull the market with it. Let me get I turn on my pre-market, but it doesn't seem like it wants to show. So let me go here again. Chart settings, show, synchronize, overlap the volume. Nothing here says pre-market, but when I go to price, nothing here says pre-market. Time axis, nothing here says pre-market. Favorite time frames, appearance, equities. It says here, show the volume and show extended trading hours, right? So I should be, maybe I should say highlight. There we go. And then I want to go to options and it says highlight. I'm going to apply and there we go. Now I can see it. It was there. I just couldn't see that it was highlighted. Okay, cool. This is Microsoft in the pre-market. Definitely had a dip down from post-market to this morning. Definitely did a dip. Looks like it's trying to kind of come back up and fill that gap, but we went from 441 down to 431. That was a 10-point drop, and it is currently filling that gap or trying to come back and fill that gap. That's Microsoft there on the 15-minute chart. What it does at open, we'll see. Oh, show my screen. Thank you. Sorry about that. Microsoft is there, 440, currently at 434. It dropped as low as 431. Crowd, let's see. Well, of course, CrowdStrike, well, they're saying it ain't cybersecurity. It ain't a security problem, but it's going to be a little hard to sell that one, Crowd. It'll be a little hard to sell that one because otherwise, are you saying that it just happened out the blue for no reason? I don't think anybody's going to fall for that either. This is the CrowdStrike gap that is now created, and it's not like Microsoft and trying to recover back in quite. It's still got a little work to do. Y'all knows we talked last night about volume. These red volume candles, it seem to be falling off. This is the candle we're in right now. So this big drop here didn't really have the weight with it. But then as you get here, it's looking like something steps in trying to get it to push back up. And then like we can't, so it goes back down. Hey, what do we say? What do I always say? Trade what you see. Trade what you see. I do think there are we do have some things that are going to be affected by this as well. I really thought Amazon was going to do different on this with the Prime. I really thought their Prime days was going to help Amazon a little bit more, but it has not done. It has not been giving, as they say. It's been giving, but it's just not been giving anything that we want it to give. This was it. This was Amazon on, I believe this is the 16th. 16th, no, this was the 18th, right? Today's the 19th, 18th and 17th. This was a Prime day. It kind of sat still. And then the 16th, this kind of dropped and sat still too. These were both Prime days. It should have done a little better job. It should have been doing a better job. Okay. What else did we want to see? Let's see what's going on over in Triple Q. Y'all got some charts you want us to look at. I think at this point we need to, watching the action, trying to see what it's going to do. Please don't make any knee-jerk moves. And don't let FOMO get a hold to you. That's a hold. That's a, good old. You said, Tanya, Amazon, you are in a dispute. I think that's what Michelle said yesterday, too. Michelle said Amazon has not been kind to her. Michelle was like, Amazon has been eating me up. Looks like somebody's missing. Right. Call him up. Jamie, Janae is talking about you in the chat. He should be on. Oh, I didn't send him the link, though. He might be here. Prime Day, it should have moved. The things I ordered have come quite fast. So that's been good. I ordered about 4 or 5 trading books I did order some trading books. I told y'all I ordered my crease protectors. I ordered me some sea moss. Oh, I made my sea moss too. And it turned out better this time. I made it. I didn't put all that extra stuff in it that was going to ruin it. I think it also mattered that the sea moss was not several years old. I think that made a bit of a difference that the sea moss was not aged. It was not vintage sea moss. That might have mattered. But I also soaked it this time. I did because the guy at the farmer's market told me to do the boiling water and put the sea moss in it and let it, after the water was boiled, let the sea moss sit for several hours. And then I put new water, I rinsed and put new water and let it sit overnight in the refrigerator. So it did more soaking up. And the next day is when I did the mixing and making I think I put some blueberries in it. Some other berries, I think I put in it. Berries. Did I put anything else besides berries? I think that was all. I didn't put any of that spirulina in it this time because I figured if I want to add that, I need to add it like per dose. I'll add it on my own. I won't put it in the whole thing. But yeah, Jamie might be sleeping in. You didn't have to call his name. I know who you're talking about. I already know you're talking. Oh, let's take a triple Q. I've completely gotten off track. More sisters need to trade instead of watching Real Housewives. Yeah, we don't watch Real House. I never did watch that. I'm not knocking anybody who does. It just I never did. Now I didn't call any of the said names, just expressing concern. Expressing concern. That's what you want to call it, that you're expressing concern. Right. Anyway, this is Triple Q. Triple Q, this was yesterday, what it looked like. I'm going to go to Spine SPX here in a minute so we can see what that looked like. Fell down to this support. Now, I just need Triple Q to go on and stay between, these limits is where my trades need to close. So don't try me, Triple Q. You need to be ready to close on up when the day. But I'm feeling like crowd in Microsoft is probably going to drag Triple Q down with it. This was a drop here in the pre-market right along with Microsoft and CrowdStrike. But listen, Triple Q is like, you're not leaving us down here. Thank you. Hold up. Carry the line, Triple Q. Don't let them. It closed at 479. It's currently at 480. Don't let them do you. Right, Triple Q? Don't let them. Tell them you are stronger than that. Making CMOS is a whole thing. But I got my own because I wanted to just be able to make my own. And now, because this guy, I told you the guy at the farmer's market had some CMOS smoothies or CMOS drink. It was way too tasty to be healthy. I asked him too. I was like, what is in here? Because first of all, I don't taste no CMOS. Even though I know it was in there, he had definitely gotten all the salty taste out of it or had counteracted it with the sweets, but it was far sweeter than I thought it should be. And maybe he used strawberry nectar, but he was selling it like it was natural. And I would hope he wouldn't put a bunch of stuff in it, like a bunch of real sugar, if you try to make it natural. But I might need to slide back by, brother, and see, like, what did you put in them drink? You ask on the slide. You can't ask all the questions straightforward because then they're like, you trying to, get their recipe and do it yourself. Of course, you can look online and get a recipe for yourself and then like guess and check until you get it to you till it's tasty. But I was like, well, I might make some. You say, I missed this conversation. I make my own sea moss gel and make ice cubes for my smoothie. Oh, sea moss ice cubes. I was saying I wanted to do sea moss drinks. This guy at the farmer's market had sea moss drinks. It was expensive though, but I wanted it. I wanted the drinks. I wanted to taste it because I had some sea moss and I wanted to be able to talk to him. And I figured once I paid some money, he would be a lot more open to conversation. And he was, by the way. But then we had our grandkids and they were like, Nani, let me taste. I was like, we gonna have to taste in a little small because this right here, you're not chugging down my sea moss drink. Y'all know how children do. Our grandkids are like 9 and there was 9 and our big one was 16 and then the little one was, I think she's 4. But I was like, y'all are not going to turn up Nani's sea moss drink. I went to the one, Saida lives in the same city with me. I went to the Jacksonville Farmers Market over on Beaver. I went over there. And so it was crowded over there on a Sunday. I wasn't shocked, but we've gone over there on Saturdays and it didn't seem like it was as crowded as it was on Sunday, but it's like a fresh fruit market, I was the sea moss guy was toward the back. I went again yesterday though and got me some yellow watermelons. Did y'all see my post with my yellow watermelons? I'm still doing my watermelon fast. I'm way off of the topic, I know. But I'm still doing the watermelon cleanse. I'm not calling it a fast because that's not all I'm eating. I've had some salads along the way, but I haven't had any meat. So in the last week I haven't had any meat. I'm just doing fruit and vegetables. I did add some mango, I added some pineapples. Yeah, traveling is totally affected by what's going on. But yeah, that's what the farmers market. So you have to go over there today. It says Apple is still bullish, trending. Good. I need Meta to be coming down though, because I have a Meta put that needs to go on down. Down. I need to go look at Meta while we're talking about it. But this is SPX. I wanted to show what it looked like yesterday. This was SPX yesterday. I feel like I'm not so time pressed today because I don't have to leave here to go to class. But so I don't feel like I'm like pew, got to keep on task. So that's probably why I'm all up on these other topics. But our life is more than just trading, isn't it? Or it should be, at least. Yeah. No meat is not really bothering me. It's not really bothering me. I had really kind of taken several meats off anyway. I had taken pork. I'll eat some bacon periodically because bacon is not real pork. I heard somebody say that one time and was like, bacon is not pork. What are you talking about? But I see that comment, Zabak. So I taken that out, and I taken steak out because steak, when I eat steak or beef, it just kind of sits. It doesn't move. It feels too heavy. So I was really only doing some chicken and seafood anyway. So I will go back. When I go back, after I start eating meat again, I probably will go back to just seafood. I may still leave chicken off as well, but I will go back. But no, you got to be farting all over the place with that diet. I need Meta, XSP puts, and Gary Walt. Yeah, I'm all in. I have been eating some cashews because I like cashews. Just for the oil and the salt, because with doing all fruit, I started craving salt, something fierce. I had to start adding a little bit of sprinkles of some tahini or some salt to my watermelon. I like that. I just bought some turkey bacon. I don't mind turkey bacon. I don't like the fact that it doesn't crisp up, and it does seem to me to be saltier than regular bacon. It feels like it's saltier than regular. But okay, this was SPX. Let's go look at Meta. You got XSP puts, Saida? Well, we want them to hold up just a taste before, for just a minute. But look at Meta in the pre-market and the post-market. It decided it was ready to, go on. I know you can come on back down, baby. Just come on back down. Come on back down. A little bit. Yep. And let's see. If we see, do you see what I need? Pan W to go on and close. Nuts are a healthy fat. Yeah. I found you subbing. Oh, good. Subscribe, like and subscribe. For those who are finding me for the first time, like and subscribe. Put on the notification bell, hit the thumbs up. I'm here every morning acting up. Y'all, some mornings more than others. Some more than others. I looked at Tesla before market closed yesterday and was like, I don't know if I want to go. But Tesla has, let me go find mine, because I saw a note this morning for something to do with Tesla. And I think it's good. It's some good information, because I know the person who has put it up. Not for a small portfolio, basically. It says that it's been ranging on the 4 hours, so it's looking for expansion. Inside week, double inside 2 day, inside 4 day, 235 or 230 puts. It's basically showing that it's ready to break out potentially to the downside. Tesla's trying to break out back to the downside. Let's see what we're looking at here. Yeah, it's kind of been ranging for a while. See this? So this person said 230 puts or 235 puts at 726. Super volatile, so definitely take profits when you see profits. You need some money? Well, don't we all? Tesla sideways. I put slap your mama seasoning on everything. That slap your mama seasoning is so salty. Turkey bacon is saltier. I prefer real bacon too. If I'm gonna eat bacon, I feel like I eat the real thing. Joshua says I need some money. Saida says it's a great seasoning called Good Shit. Yeah, you can find it on Amazon. I want something that has like a little salt, but not like salt as the first ingredient. But most seasonings that are like combination seasonings, salt is the first ingredient that's on there. It's like, what do you want Trend to reverse into, male gossip? Somebody posted your channel on my Facebook line. Wonderful. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. We're here all the time. We're hanging out. I trade options as a seller, but we look at buying stuff too. So I mentioned the Tesla as puts, right? I also see there's something here for Etsy. Some Etsy puts as well. Let me see, Tesla puts. If you look at again, it might not be the most cost friendly, but there's ways. Listen, I've said this before. If you like a trade, let's say you like Tesla and you want to look at what I say, 235 for next week. 235 is $600. That's some serious monties. Okay. So $600, you need to be doing what you need it to do. What you can do though is, do I have this on the larger? Getting ready to put you on game. So if you're not paying attention, tune in, because I've been acting silly, but in the midst of all the silliness, I kind of know what I'm talking about on some of this stuff. You could go and do a put debit spread. You can do a put debit spread, and you can get at the money if you want to. If you believe it's going to go down, you can do a put debit spread. You can do at the money, or you can go down a few strikes. But let's say, for example, you do a put debit spread for July 26th. And this is not trade advice, because I haven't looked at Tesla enough to know that it's going to go down. I told you I saw it on somebody else's stuff, and I trust her research. So it's probably a good call, but I haven't personally looked at it, and I'm not giving financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. But you could do 247.5, 245. Let me go back. It's a put debit spread. So I'm under the ask column, but I'm on verticals. I'm on verticals, but I'm on the ask column. So you're buying a put debit spread. 245, 247.5. You're going to pay 128 in this case. Market's closed, so you don't know. That's going to change when the market opens. But you would pay 128. Now, this has a max profit and a max loss. Max loss, of course, is the 128, because that's what you're paying. You can't lose any more than what you paid for it. Max profit is the rest of the 250, because this is a 2.5 spread. The max profit is the rest of the 250. So take 250, subtract 128. We're at what? 122. So your max profit on this is 122, right? That's still 100%, almost 100% return on the 128 if you hold it long. Good thing about debit spreads is you don't have to worry about theta. If theta is decaying, but it's got the other leg to balance it. So theta decay is nowhere near like a single leg, right? Nowhere near it. If you wanted to go a little bit out of the money, you could go down to the 242.5, 245, hit your ask here, and you can pay 110. Max profit then is what? Another 130, 140, because you got the difference between 250 minus 110 is 140. You can do that. And if you feel a little bit, if you feel like this 235, if it's going to go, plus minus 24 in that 2 weeks, so if you go down a couple more strikes, you're going to save more money and your upside profit is greater. Okay, you just need to know that it's very volatile. You need to have a profit target in mind. And actually, this profit target says 233 is the profit target. So I wouldn't get down as low as that. I would want to get if you were going to go out of the money, maybe 237.5, 240. You're going to pay $98 or $100. Your profit, max profit, is 150. 150. Y'all feeling me? Okay, so if you want to trade something, anything, I'm using Tesla as the example, but if you want to trade something like this and you don't want to put the money on it on a big, if you do a single leg, you don't want to pay $600. Well, let me see, what's the single at 235 CCD? Oh, it's $600. If you don't want to pay $600 for a contract, most people don't. You can change it over to a vertical, change it to a debit spread, go down around that same area, pay $80 or $90, still benefit from the profits. The whole point we're trying to get is we're trying to pull in money without risking our life or our financial portfolios as a result. Okay, is what we're trying to do. We're not trying to risk our financial portfolios. Tay says, I don't trade nothing. Why don't you trade nothing? What's up with that? A Jodeci trade. Would you recommend the sea moss in tablets, powder? I drink it in drinks. I honestly don't recommend it in powders and tablets. And the reason is because you don't know all the other stuff that's gone into it to make it a powder or a tablet. So I wouldn't. I would literally just buy the sea moss regular and follow the steps are on the back of the bag. And it is a pretty straightforward. Now, if you want to do that and then freeze your own ice cubes like LL said, or do something like that, then but I wouldn't buy it in tablets and stuff like that. I wouldn't. Listen, wiser than most. I want to hear more about swing trading because the way my life is set up, I don't have the time to be focused on day trading, but I need a good swing trade strategy, which I'm looking for. That's why I'm using the strat. That's why I'm using. Oh, calendar spreads are good. What's her name is Suzanne is a really good person that teaches calendar spreads. Suzanne, her last name is something because I think she's like either Greek or she has a Trade Easy. I think is her name. Anybody who knows Suzanne can put her information in the chat, but I like Suzanne. She's very knowledgeable. Oh, listen, credit spreads is our jam. That's what we do. And speaking of which, don't tempt me with a good time. We've got a credit spreads masterclass coming up next Saturday, the 27th. We have a credit spreads masterclass where we'll talk about all things credit spreads, right? It's going to be more than a 2-hour session for sure because there's more information than that. Learn how to use credit spreads to make consistent profits without having to watch your trades all day. You know, I'm a fan. Credit spreads is our thing. That's what we do here. A lot of credit spreads, but we're also incorporating debit spreads because sometimes if there's a good one-way move, a debit spread will work, right? So I do spreads. I do really a little bit of both. I do like credit spreads the most, but I do like debit spreads if I want to get in on something and I don't want to pay $600 for a contract. Yeah, I'll definitely. So masterclass, you go to educator to trader. I'm trying to type it. .com. Go there and register for the masterclass. Okay. I don't want to do DoorDash anymore, so Apple better do something. Well, tell us the good and bad about DoorDash. What's bad about it? What's bad about it? So Lorenzo says, I got in UPS 175 calls as a swing for January. Okay. Got some time on UPS. I think Lisa would love to hear that. Black Beauty Machine said, I'm going to be there for that. There we are. Okay. Let me go back to where I was on the screen. What did he say we was going to look at? I think I had one more. We're going to look at Etsy. We're going to look at Etsy. See if Etsy on the put side is going to offer anything. Okay. Etsy, we need a larger time frame on Etsy because this is being talked about. The young lady who mentioned it is mentioning it based on quarterly move, and she's got August 16th as the, come on, there we go. August 16th as the expiration. Put more time on it. I got time on it. That's not the song, but did Jamie show up? Somebody raise Jamie. Jamie, are you here? We're looking for you. We're looking for you this morning. Let me go back to the daily chart because I want to see what the entry would be like. Why don't you trade anything, Tay? Did you give me an answer for that? Okay, show me the new comments. What is it? Oh, actionable inside down. That's my alert. My alert script on Thinkorswim is saying that Etsy has an actionable signal. I don't know if anybody here, if you all use the strat, but the strat is, you see these numbers, that's what these numbers go along with, is the strat trading system. Yeah, Jamie, I'm not Lazarus. Janae said, Janae was starting to worry about you. Janae trying to worry about you. No tipping. That's too bad on DoorDash. I was a Domino's driver when I was in college, and people, of course, college students didn't want to tip. They felt like paying whatever for the pizza was all they needed to do. Yeah. Jamie is here. She's been calling out for you. She was, but somebody, I'm here and somebody else ain't. The people. Okay, so let's look. If we talk about Etsy going down for August the 16th, though, August the 16th for a 60 put. Now, this is where it would be even better from a standpoint of profitability. So if you look for the debit, okay, let's look at those single first so you can see what the comparison is. A 60 put for August 16th is $267. I believe that's what it is. Once you pick it, yep, it's still $267. $267 for a 60 put. Current price is $63.66, right? If you want to change that to a debit spread, you've got $55.60, right? $55.60. Pick this. It's going to cost $148. So we save like $100. Max loss is the $148. Max profit is the difference between $500. This is a 5 spread. So max profit is $350, right? $352 to be exact would be max profit. So you could double 200% return on this if you decided to pay $150 and you held it. Again, when you're working with spreads, debit spreads, you don't have to fight theta. When you do it as a single, you have to fight theta, because the theta decay, even though August the 16th is, yes, I was talking about Trade Speakeasy. If you got her link or something, the person who wanted to talk about calendar spreads. But so anyway, you got here $55.60. You're going to pay $150. I think it said $148. You're going to pay, and the difference between $500 and the $148 is what you're going to have as max profit. So that's about it's a little over 200% return potential. 200% return potential. And you've got some time on it. If you feel like it's going to move faster, you could, of course, get a sooner expiration date. But, you can pay $150 for the debit spread versus $260 for the debit spread. That's the difference there. Okay. We have not looked at ELF. Let's go ahead and look at ELF, because we have not looked at it. I think Janae talked about it last night on our call about how ELF fell off the bone, as my friend Josh always says. I don't teach the strat. I'm actually still learning the strat. So I don't teach it. I'm learning it though. If you're looking for somebody to learn it from though, I really like ADEX. He is ADEX. It might be called ADEX the Trader. He's on YouTube. I believe he's on Instagram. I've seen him in other places, but I've been learning the strat. His videos, he has a beginner's strat class that's free that you can look at on YouTube. Maybe you get a little deeper. But he really is a good teacher of it, makes it very understandable, and he's very open to assist. I've also looked at the Strat Sniper. I think Sarah the Strat Sniper. Her video, she has a community. Her videos are not as, I won't say they're not as recent, but I couldn't follow her teaching as easily as I can follow ADEX. And of course, as a teacher, I'm looking for some kind of boom, and I didn't find that with her. Not saying her information is bad, just saying that I didn't find the step as much as I do with ADEX's teaching. I see it. I feel like his teaching has been more, step by step. And I don't need it to go slow. I just want it to be in succession and in order. I don't need it to be like, this is a chart. I don't need that. And he doesn't provide that anyway. But I'm just thinking his teaching is more in line. So this is ELF. Where is ELF in the pre-market? It's at 172. So it's tried to recover some, Janae. It is recovered. If you're going to trade ELF, though, I would look at it as some call credit spreads. There's a gap up here that it needs to fill. I would look at call credit spreads. I am way off of my top. I've spent so much time just talking about stuff that I feel like I've forgotten what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just chilling, hanging out, like, let's have a good time. 185.46. So in that area, let me see what we have for a plus minus number. I would look at L for next week. If you're looking at credit spreads, I would definitely look at it for next week, not for this week, because today is the last day. Call credit spreads, I see a plus minus 12. Ooh, really? So 182.5. I didn't know ELF moved like that. 182.5 as your credit spread. You're going to collect. Here we go. 180. What are you doing? 182.5 for you're going to collect about $50. That's a 20% return on your collateral. So I would do a call credit spread if I was going to trade ELF. And 182.5. Let me see if I can put something on the chart just in case somebody decides they want to come back and look at this and see the numbers. Call credit spread 182.5/185. Okay. Right up in there is ELF. Let me see what else is over here in these comments. No, I don't teach the strat. Maybe one day I will. Once I know more, I have to learn it before I, of course, can learn it and do it. Looking at for next week, we can look at ELF for next week. You know what we haven't looked at in a while is EMPH. We haven't looked at EMPH. Only after 12, I don't trade them. Okay, I got you, Tay. Jerome Powell usually messes up the whole week. What's going on right now has anything to do with Jerome Powell? Really? Love debit spreads. Yeah, Saida, I got it in my cart. Thank you. Yeah, Trade Speakeasy. She is very knowledgeable, but her teaching is going to be the high level. The basic people, I would say basic people, folks who are just really starting with spreads, you need to kind of know spreads already when you start working with her. LS says, I've seen 8X and Sarah. Geraldine traded ELF. She sure did. Do you use wrinkle bars? No, I don't use wrinkle bars. And wiser than most. Here's EMPH. Let's see what we see for next week. I figured I was going to look at what's on the PeakBot list as well. I was going to look at the PeakBot list to see what they got on there for next week. And definitely, of course, we'll put that in our community. But I was going to look there to see what was some opportunities. Going to look for some opportunities. EMPH, this gap that was over here has been filled. It has been filled. I think I have there we go. There was a Fibonacci that was also there hanging out. Daily resistance, not anymore. Oh, it still is. Daily resistance would be here where this hammer was, where this hammer is. It's on the daily chart. EMPH filled this little bitty gap that it had here. And I need to zoom out. I feel like I'm looking too close. Can't get a good look when I can't see all the pieces and the parts. This gap has been filled. Resistance is at 115 and some change. Support is in the area where we are now, 107.44. The volume on this monkey is high. It's a lot of volume in EMPH. That might be something you need to switch over to, Janae, is EMPH. EMPH, though, now, when you use EMPH, you need to respect this plus minus number. Don't fool up without this plus minus number over here. All right. All right. Thank you. I got 10 minutes before the market closes. I'm getting ready to wrap up. We're just hanging out. I'm acting like, nobody needs to nobody needs to be here at a market open. Let's go to single and see what we see. We didn't look first to see. Do we see call credit spread, put credit spread? We're in the zone that it was back here for a while, and we're back in that zone. It has been on a downwards ride for a minute, but it definitely has bounced. I don't know. I kind of feel, where's my 67 period moving average is showing kind of neutral. my 67 EMA. I might look at an iron condor and go up 15 and go down 15. Yep, that might be the move, right? Plus minus 15 for next week. Let's see, plus minus 15.2. Put a 15 on here, puts us at what, 122? 15 puts us at 122, and take away 15 puts us at 92. Okay, so 122 is, let's see what the probability of the money, 78. And 92, 78. So look, let's go see what the money look like. Go see what the money looks like. Okay, so 91.92 is paying $17. That's a one spread. So that's, keep that $17 in mind. And 122, 123 is paying another $19. So $36 you can collect on a one spread, 36% return. Tanya, you looking? Are you looking, Tanya? Y'all know what I thought writing it down. Like, let's go take a look. Let's go take a look. I said 92 on the put side and 122 on the call side. And what you can do, honestly, is put on your alerts. Y'all know we talked about before how you put your alerts on. So when it approaches when it's approaching 122, you can enter this for more premiums. And when it's approaching the 92, you can get in more premiums there too. So we're talking about the 7/26 expiration date. Let me go ahead and turn on some alerts. Okay, I got to push it and then, okay, come help me. It don't want to do. There we go. Create an alert at or above. Shoot, we can get into what, 115. Honestly, what was the, let's take that back. Let me go look at the resistance to see what would be a good place to put our alert. There's resistance at 115.93, so that's where we should put our alert. Once it comes around 116, create alert. At or above, put your alerts at your resistance places. This is a call credit spread entry for what we say, 122, 123. Right, 7/26. This is me putting on my alerts for Thinkorswim. And the next one would be support is where we are, which is at 107. It's currently in this area. So you honestly could probably do your put credit spread first or sooner than later at the 92. We're putting our alert on at or below. I'm going to say it was at or below 107. 107. Then I'm going to do a put credit spread entry for 91.92, 7/26 expiration. Because 91.92, we're down even below all of these lines. You're still below that strike would be even below this support. So you might even consider getting a little closer, but I'm telling you, do not fool up with that plus minus number because EMPH likes to move it. This plus minus 15, subtract that from current price. I believe that's 92. Take away 10 is 90. Take away 97. Yep, take away 5. 92. Is that good math? Well, got any math people here? I guess you're the math people here. We don't know that crowd caused the outage unless somebody just said that. Did somebody just say that on the news or something? That crowd caused the outage? That would be a no way no for sure. Oh, I want to go back to my chart. Okay. I need to start wrapping this up because the market is getting ready to open. Let's go see what SPY is doing in the pre-market real quick. Suggested spreads for PeakBot. So those are the trend spreads. The suggested spreads for PeakBot come from the alerts, not the trend spreads, comes from the alerts. If you look at the alerts, those come out each day. all day long. Actually, the watch list is available for you to watch all day long. And I go there and I go look to see what they suggest on the trend spread alerts. And I go with that list because the top of that list has the highest expected value, which is the highest repeat after repeat trade. This should be the most successful, the most consistent. So I go look at the first between 1 to 5. I see, because actually the same stocks seem to dance around the list. So I go and look at that list. Alerts.usepeakbot.com. They're $5 a week. Oh, crowd did a bad update. They're $5 a week for the alert, Saida, and it includes XSP and includes trend spread on 10 different stocks. It includes the XSP, SPX, SPY, Triple Q, all of those. It includes those alerts, and it includes let me put it on here real quick. It includes the trends. Alerts.usepeakbot.com. It's totally worth the $5 a week. And it's great for people who want to manually enter their stuff. If you don't want to connect to Peakbot, or you're at a broker that does not connect to Peakbot, then you can use these alerts and still have the benefit of the top 10 credit spreads on the trend spread. Let me make it bigger so y'all can see. Top 10 credit spreads. Google are at the top right now. This list updates every 5 minutes. Let the market open so that it will, but it repopulates every 5 minutes regardless. You got IBM, Roku, Taiwan Semiconductors, UPS, NVIDIA, and they tell you whether it's a put credit spread or a call credit spread. Down here on W is a call credit spread. Then you got the Iron Condors list for SPY, XSP, Triple Q, IWM, SPX, and NDX, and it gives you the strikes for the Iron Condors. Again, if you don't want to do the full Iron Condor, you can just do one side. I like doing the Iron Condor because you take in money on both sides, and then you can manage that when it's getting ready to close. Oh, we got 2 minutes before the market opens. Okay, so now let me go ahead real quick and get to, we got to say our declaration before we go. The call's not over till we say our declaration. I am a successful trader. I'm not there yet. I'm just looking for it. I am a, what's the other words? Do y'all know the declaration? Do y'all do the declaration, or just let me repeat it every time? Do y'all do the declaration? I hope you do. I hope you have a declaration of your own. You can use, of course, the one that I've created, but I hope you have a declaration that you like for yourself. I didn't get to go through the options 411 class. If you just want to start with options and you don't know really where to start that class, options 411 is available on my site for $17. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My accounts grow more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war with the purpose of establishing your kingdom. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. All right. So y'all come out, hang out with me regularly. I will be back live again on Sunday at 5 o'clock, 5 o'clock live, or live at 5 on Sundays. We'll be there for that. So we're going to do 2 things today that we always do. We're going to stay green, and we're going to get this money. All right. I'll see y'all later. Everybody have a good green day. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye, everybody. That's the bell. The bell is ringing.